G'day. My name is Ryan Hamilton Smith, and I'm an egotistical alcoholic that overreacts. But that's just who I am. And I'm here with a pigeon today to talk about people accepting who they are, but they're not working on these character flaws. I see it as a bit of a classic theme amongst webcomics and cartoons these days. Perhaps even my own. Making a character flaw cute or funny, like being overly dramatic, and then just being, it's just who I am, and you have to love me anyway. You have to love me for who I am. But I can't stand it. I can't stand putting a cute face on after doing a stupid, shitty thing, and then making it seem as if it's alright. That's like it's like noticing that you're an arsehole and still being an arsehole makes you 10 times more of an arsehole if you're not doing anything about it. On that note, g'day, mate, Mr. Little Pigeon.
G'day. Have you been well?
Like ever?
Yeah?
I mean, I believe I remember previously in the past. Lately, fine. I've been fine.
Well, that's all we need to know in this world.
Let's jump into a question then, after what I've given you, after the topic at hand. Do you think cartoons and memes that draw attention to these character flaws are simply validating, or are they poking fun at people and then people are using them to validate their own flaws?
That's a good question, because I always think that cartoonists are sadistic in their own ways. Their humour is taking the piss out of themselves and out of most people. I feel that it would be ironic if you were to create a cartoon that would validate flaws, because it's kind of a brutal industry. I'm losing my voice. But yeah, it's interesting. I think memes certainly validate other people. Say on Facebook, just going, I'm this, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And people would be like, oh, true? And just go, cool, yeah, everyone's like this. And I get that, on Facebook, just this, popular meme with, 20k likes, and you go, oh, everyone feels this way. Mm-hmm. It must be okay to just be a little, soft cock.
Yeah, it's like the reaction would just be like, huh, that's so totally me. Well, maybe you shouldn't be you if that's you then.
Maybe you should just not exist. I mean, it's not. What are you contributing if you're really endorsing your flaws but not doing anything about them? Because that's what we're here for, is to constantly self-deprecate and self-improve.
Self-deprecation perhaps not, but self-improvement absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd
keep it optimistic.
Perhaps I can understand why it would be terrifying to analyze your own flaws, especially at great length. If you take that as your character, that is who you are, is to be these bad traits of your character. But I believe people do that anyway. It's like people use these validations as their personality. And we touched on this in a previous episode about emotional baggage, similar kind of concept about people taking these undesirable character traits of themselves and that using that as their character.
Yeah.
As a validation. I think that's
it's almost like a victimizing process as well. Claiming you're something that's supposedly different from others, that's supposedly special only to you, is I see it as a victimizing kind of way of just going, oh, poor me.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you cope with being an egotist?
I use it as a drive, and I make videos and other content online. That's how I deal with it. is fueling the fire, fanning the flames.
Stroking your own your own precious ego.
Yeah.
Is it a fragile ego? Would you say it's on the precipice?
I believe I was raised to be self-deprecating and to not take anything I do too seriously, which is ironic considering the content I'm making right now. I don't know. An overarching theme of all these topics and the things I'm talking about in my cartoons. Such a wank way to say that I'm not a wanker.
This is like coming full circle. It's like saying I'm an arsehole, but you know.
Yep.
Sorry. That didn't make any sense. I was meant to make a more important point, but it actually didn't come full circle.
I understand what you meant. Yeah. It's okay, perhaps I'm a good example of this. Perhaps I have analysed my own flaws and I haven't actually dealt with them.
Oh, maybe but we're just discussing that everyone does that.
Maybe this episode is for me. Maybe the whole point of this series is to work through my own character flaws, and I'm working with these pigeons to help me out. But I think we all do it. I would also like to point out, however, that I'm not really referring to serious character flaws, or not character flaws, sorry, serious traits, like serious anxiety or depression or anything like that. I'm talking about people just being overly dramatic about certain things.
Oh yeah, of course. It's sort of like a very immature way of...
You're bloody joking! Someone's at the door. We'll just cut it. Well, that seems like a better place to end it than any other. So really, just to to sum up, I guess, to address one's own flaws perhaps isn't to hate upon oneself, but it's actually learning to love the better aspects of your own personality. Yeah,
absolutely. It's also good, to endorse your better attributes, but addressing your worse attributes, I find, is even a more respectful process, because you're being honest with yourself and you know that it's not in your best interests, and it's a good process to learn from it, being reflective of your actions and so forth.
And just like anything else, like doing anything creative or any aspect of life, it's always more rewarding to have worked at something and to see what you've built. And I think your personality is that applies just as much there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, thanks, mate.
No worries.